Hello Ragers, and welcome back to another episode of Rage It. Today we're going to be looking at petty revenge. Story 1. The Hate Poem. We were both in high school, and at the end of the relationship, he told me he was just in it for the sex, that he didn't really mean any of it, and that I obviously just wanted him because I was horny. He then went and had a hot and heavy makeout session with my best friend, and came back and told me I was a bad kisser compared to her. Yeah, he was a jerk. Well, flashback to a few months previous. I was angry at him because he was being really hot and cold, and so I wrote an angry poem about him. The magazine he had been trying to get into had a website and would publish poems based off of popularity on the website. He'd gotten me to join a few months previous, and I only had a few poems up. I decided against posting it then because it would have been too mean. Well, after he pulled that, I decided I wanted a little revenge. So I posted the poem, and suddenly it was getting a lot of popularity. And I get a notification from the magazine saying they want to publish it. So what was the first thing I did? Messaged him that I got published in this magazine. He got excited for me and congratulated me until he read the poem. Several million people have read the poem in the magazine, and to this day, he still hasn't gotten published. Story 2. A 9-year-old's Revenge. Today I got a call from the school my 9-year-old attends, asking to please come to the school because my daughter was in trouble for vandalizing another child's property. This surprised me, because my daughter is a bit of a goody two-shoes and never gets in trouble, so I dropped what I was doing and swung by the school to find my daughter sitting in the principal's office, grinning ear to ear. I was ushered in to take a seat. The principal immediately launched into a tirade about how my daughter had deliberately broken another girl's necklace and how unacceptable it was. Once he had finished, I turned to my daughter to hear her side of the story. Last year, my daughter saved up her pocket money to buy best friend necklaces for her and this girl. I ordered them from wish.com for her. This year, the friendship went belly up when I discovered this girl was trying to extort her friends, including my daughter, into buying her expensive items on a kids game with threats, backstabbing my daughter, and threatening anyone who dared to play with her at lunch, so she was completely isolated. My daughter cut off contact and has been rebuilding her friendship circle, and all was going well until this little girl started repeatedly demanding that my daughter give her the other half of the friendship necklace so she could give it to someone else. The fact that we were the ones that bought the necklace to begin with was apparently a minor, irrelevant detail. My 18-year-old niece and nephew are very protective of their young cousins and were quite upset for her, so they decided to offer her the opportunity for a little therapeutic destruction. Last weekend, they got out their tools and helped my daughter shatter the charm into 7 or 8 pieces with a hammer and some pliers and had a great time. My daughter put the pieces of the charm in her jewelry box as a reminder of what fake friends can do to you. Anyway, apparently this girl kept demanding the necklace every day, hassling her, so my daughter hatched a plan. She gathered up the pieces into a little bag, took them to school today to empty the bag in front of the girl, and told her she was welcome to the necklace as long as she likes jigsaw puzzles, but she will probably need some glue. Apparently the girl went red and stormed off to the teacher to say that my daughter had destroyed her necklace and my daughter was sent to the office. I couldn't keep a straight face and burst out laughing. You could see the vein in the principal's forehead pop out as he looked at me laughing. I pulled out my phone, showed him my purchase history to confirm that we bought the necklaces and my daughter is perfectly within her rights to destroy her own property if she wishes. He finally dismissed us and my daughter skipped back to class laughing hysterically. My niece and nephew are quite proud and planning to take my daughter out for ice cream this weekend to celebrate her standing up for herself. Story 3. Rudeness for Kindness. Me and my friend went to see Aquaman last month. We buy our usual seats, middle seats in the back row, and then head into the theater. As we get to the back row, we realize that there's an old couple sat exactly in our seats. Instead of telling them to move, we decide to sit on the end of the back row instead. But now the screen is off center, so we move a row forward and sit in the center, off by 2 seats, so we aren't sat directly in front of the couple. We settle into our seats when suddenly I'm tapped on the shoulder. I look up to see the old lady standing above me, and she says, "Are you settled in now, girls?" in a stern tone. I open my mouth to reply, but before I can, she continues, "You're hopping all over the place. Where are your seats? This is rude." Now I was annoyed. I was trying to be nice, non-disruptive, but the old crone was being so rude. So I stand up, pick up my things, and gesture my friend to come with me. We get back to the back row and I walk down right to where they are. She asked me what I was doing, so I pulled out my phone torch and showed them our tickets, then to the number on their chairs. "You're in our seats." She started to splutter about how they were there first, but we just stood there waiting. They weren't budging until they saw a cinema worker enter the screen. The old man apologized, but the woman just continued complaining about how kids have no respect. But we got to enjoy the movie in our own seats. Worth it, even if the movie was shite. Story 4. Wife giveth, and wife taketh away. So last night before bed, my husband and I got in some stupid argument, and he decided he didn't want to go to bed after all. I went to bed. He went back downstairs to watch a movie or something. Well, we have cats, and the noise and the light was throwing them off their schedule. Normally they sleep with us at night, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Instead, they kept running up and down the stairs and jumping all over me when I was trying to sleep. If I close the bedroom door, they scratch at it and cry. So now it's 3 hours later, and this is still going on. At 1 a.m. I'm sick of it, and I just want to sleep. I realize the movie I hear I'm currently watching is now on Netflix. I logged into my account on my phone, and sure enough, he's 20 minutes into a new movie. I went into my account settings and logged off all devices. I hear it stop downstairs. He cussed. He doesn't know the password. A few minutes later, I hear another movie going, and I'm super confused until I realize he's probably now on our Hulu account. So I check on my phone, and yep. So I did the same thing. I hear it stop, hear him grumbling something, and started turning everything off. When he comes upstairs, I was fast asleep, and when he woke up today, he told me how none of our accounts were working. How strange, I said. Edit. Because so many people are apparently worried about my marriage, the argument was about ground beef. He has a habit of saying he'll take tomorrow's dinner out of the freezer to thaw, then forgets until 10 minutes before dinner. So I bickered at him to go and do it now before he forgets. That's it. Also, I made him waffles and bacon for breakfast and told him what I did, and he laughed, so there. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Rage It. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button. If not, let me know why down in the comments so I can make the next video better. I put out new content on a daily basis, so look forward to our next video tomorrow.